Hey everybody, it's AJ on crypto. Hope you're having a good one. So let's take a deeper dive into things that I covered during the crypto minute. So Ledger just can't get out of their own way. I mean, I don't know how much more you can screw things up. Think about this. So a while ago, the IRS had approached Coinbase and forced them to kick over account information for anybody or anything, any entity that had over $20,000, and they did that for a rolling 3 months. So Ledger's CEO gets on camera and says, "Oh, well, everything's very secure," and something that's, very minor, it probably never happened. The government, any government, can step up and say, "Here's a subpoena, and we have to give them your private keys, your shards," right? They split it into three things. It's called shards. What part of that is what people bought? Right? Now, I want you to think about this. So if you have a Ledger X, Nano X, you can actually download or have a firmware upgrade that would force you to have to opt out of their cheesy new service for $10, which is to help you recover your keys. Listen, if you're not smart enough to actually understand how to save your keys in a secure position where nobody else can get it except you, then you shouldn't be effing around with crypto. You should just go to a central exchange and handle your crypto there. Okay? I'm dead serious. If you do not understand the concept of not your keys, not your crypto, you shouldn't be messing around. You do not require a hardware wallet. Hardware wallets offer some kind of convenience. They do. I've used them in the past. But they don't offer that much convenience. Not enough for me to say, "Oh, I'm going to continue using my Nano X. I'm going to let them continue to have a backdoor to my keys." It's not yours. It's mine. I worked hard to accumulate that, not you. So I'm waiting for the class action that's bound to happen, right? Because it's a firmware upgrade that gives them a backdoor. That's not what I purchased. So I'm waiting for some attorney to turn up and say, "You know what? That's not what everybody purchased. That's not what everybody wanted. So you lied. So you got my money, and then you opened up a backdoor to what is mine." There was never supposed to be a backdoor. And maybe you think, "Oh, well, we released it in the terms of service." No. Once I buy that device, it's mine. Should have nothing to do with you. And I think that there's going to be a class action that's going to follow. Whether they win or not, Ledger is screwed. I will never speak positively about Ledger again, even if they came out and they said, "Oh, well, no, it's a big mistake. We're not going to do this. We're only going to do it on..." Nope, too late, son, because you've already proven that we cannot trust your business. Period. Will I go to another hardware wallet? Nope. Why? Pen, paper, not that difficult. There you go. Dead serious. Not that difficult. If I want to store my keys in 3 different locations, I can do that myself. I have 4 kids and a dog. Big family. I give it to everybody in my family. Just saying. You done lost your mind. And you're going to lose a whole bunch of other people. And I think that you're going to wind up, if there's a class action, please, somebody contact me. I'd love to be a part of it because I want my money back. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And he, like I said, he just can't get out of his own way. "Oh, no, it's perfectly safe." Well, unless we get a subpoena. What? I can understand that if you were a centralized exchange, but you're not. It's a hardware key. It's mine. All mine. But that's all right. Screw him. Won't be looking at him again. What's the next thing? Coinbase. For a minute there, I thought Coinbase would be one of those companies that'd be like, "You know what? I'm done with the United States. I'm out." That's really what I was thinking. But you know what? They're coming out with a new TV ad campaign advocating for crypto. not just advocating for crypto in the United States and why it's important and why it is important for the United States to be a leader in the space. That's kind of a big deal. That's kind of a big deal. Now, this could be the last Hail Mary. This could be it. This could be the one where they say, listen, we can either get the people behind us, get the public behind us, or we are done in this country. Maybe that's the message, but it doesn't matter. They are taking the fight to the SEC in a major fashion. Companies in the United States are getting tired of these government agencies trying to own everything, do everything, control everything. Create a level playing field. Be honest. Take a pragmatic approach. Implement rules and regulations that companies can easily read, identify, and abide by. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. Stop playing these underhanded games where your fingers are on the scale. That's all the industry is asking for. I don't want you to think about this. The industry is turning to Canada as a better example than the United States. And as far as I can tell, Canada government hates crypto. So it shouldn't be this difficult. But apparently it is. I can't wait to see the new ad campaign. Can't wait. But on that note, OKX is definitely expanding in France. They filed the paperwork to register there, and they're not playing games. Once registered, they're going to hire like 100 people. Europe is becoming a hub. Next up, not even next up, Hong Kong is becoming a hub. And let me tell you something about Hong Kong. Rumor has it that China is going to do something big, almost spectacular, on June 1st. Notice the date, June 1st. Now, let's really take a step back and understand this. Everything that's been going on with Hong Kong, Hong Kong's becoming this hub. I said this just, a couple of weeks ago. Did people forget Hong Kong is owned by China? It's China's property. So if anything happens in Hong Kong, it's because China said so. China said, let it be so. Now imagine if China was to say, mainland China can do crypto just like Hong Kong can. Say what now? That's a wake-up call now, isn't it? Because that would mean that mainland China, especially institutions, would be able to trade crypto with Hong Kong. And Hong Kong faces the rest of the world. So I want you to think about that. What kind of impact would that kind of move have? Just what kind of impact would that kind of move have? Then on top of that, you have Ripple coming out, and those emails, supposedly they're going to be made public June 13th. So imagine if that happens on June 1st, and then that happens on June 13th, just 12 days after. Wow. Those would be huge things to happen. Now, if we were to say that the debt ceiling is fine, the debt ceiling gets solved, that's another big impact on the markets in general. Stocks, bonds, options, crypto, you name it, it's going to be big. I will say, though, there is one tiny little thing that I didn't put in my notes today, but I was reading, and me, I read and, got to get it out there. Jamie Dimon says, hey, listen, we're not done. Regional banks are not done. This is why Neil Kashkari yesterday was saying, listen, you know what? I'm all right with a pause to see what happens. And one of the reasons why is because the banking industry has been, having issues. And it's basically been helping them do their job. So couple that with Jamie Dimon saying that, hey, banking industry is not done yet. There are impacts that are coming that are very near, that are going to have long-lasting effect. We should be paying attention. All right? You know what we should do? We should get into the numbers. I know we've been moving sideways, but yesterday we were down a bit, or Bitcoin was down a bit. Everything was down a bit. So we should actually be paying attention to what's going on now. So let's go take a look. So I'm getting smart, starting with this one first, right? So Bitcoin is up 27,300. Ethereum is up 1855. It's above the high water mark. I want to see Ethereum get above 1900. I'd like to see Bitcoin get above 30,000, or at least 2828. Remember that number? I'll show you in a minute. 2828 is still my number that I want. I need Bitcoin to get beyond, right? I need it to get beyond that. And then there's a 30 number. All right. But Ethereum still deflationary, right? Burn rate is still high. Look at that. By 20,000. That's pretty big. All right. We already know economic numbers are coming. The greed index. We're at 50. Yesterday we were at 49. We're at 50 out of 100 now. We're dead center. So we're neutral, basically. Dead center neutral. All right. DeFi Llama. Okay, great. Yesterday we were talking about we could hit below about, I think it was 60 billion and change. Thought we'd hit below that, but we're back up. Just a tad, 61 bill, 61.5 billion, just a tad in total value locked, but that's all right. But let's go to this chart. All right. You see right here, that's 2828. 2828 is that orange line right there. We need to be above that. We need to be above that for a significant amount of time. However, we are still operating within that green band. A while ago, see this blue band down here? A while ago, we were operating between that blue band. Now we're operating between the green. And we need to keep moving up within that green. And like I said, I'd like to hit above that 2828. The next number I have is 31,580. That's really what we're looking at. All right. So when I look at those numbers, I sit back and I go, I'm still all about dollar cost averaging. I'm still all about getting in there a little bit at a time, just a little bit at a time. Right. I think we're going to see a major pop. Once the debt ceiling is solved, once that deal happens, everything's going to pop. I really do think that. Is it going to be a sustained pop? I don't know about that, but I think everything's going to pop. So you're looking at, like I said, you're looking across the numbers right now, and you can say, okay, things are going up. My first hint that things were starting to go all right, even low-flying Polygon, who hasn't done much this year, look at that, 16.15% compared to Bitcoin's 64.21. But they were down, I believe, as low as 82 cents, and now it's up to 88 cents. Again, I think things are afoot. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. I hope my research helps you. If you have any questions, oh yeah, Mona, I'm not using Ledger anymore. Just putting that out there for you, just so you know, I'm not using Ledger. I have a string of mobile wallets and browser-based wallets that I use depending on the situation that I'm in or the transaction I want to handle. But hardware wallets, I'm done. All right. Everybody have a good one. It's Eddie J on crypto. Bye-bye.